What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is hughwizzy and you're watching something a little bit different, something I thought I'd try on this channel that I hoped, God, doesn't get my hit with a copyright strike, but it may well do. In the name of the love of football and the great content that is out there, I thought that I'd share some of the most interesting videos that I've seen over the weekend, and I would encourage you guys to get involved in this series, which I don't know what I'm going to call it, but Hughes... Is it Hughes News? I think this can be Hughes News. It's another episode of Hughes News. Welcome back to Hughes News. But if you see any videos that you think are intriguing, interesting in any way, topical, heartwarming, gut-wrenching, disgraceful, or just, football videos of any sort, please feel free to send me those on any of the social media accounts, the links to which you can find in the description box below, and I will be sure to show you them and talk about them, especially anything topical. And that is where we're going to start today's video, where during a pre-season match, in fact, between the Portland Timbers and Real Salt Lake of MLS, in and around the 40th minute, this guy has a shot. He gets elbowed in the head. The referee doesn't see the elbow, and it's the first real interesting case that I've seen of the video assistant referee, which is being trialled. And it took quite a while for the decision to be made. After there was a clear elbow to the head, which was really in clear sight of the referee, but he just gave a corner, not a free kick. But let's have a look at the whole thing unfolding, though. Here we can see this guy is about to take a shot. He just gets elbowed in the head there. If you saw it, you got it. You can see he's in pain, but the referee just ignored him. The referee, in fact, gives a corner. So about 2 minutes later, he's seen the video evidence. He is then going to call over the players, the two players who were involved in the shot, scuffle, elbow type thing. And he is going to make another decision, a drastic decision. You can see this guy's over there thinking that it's a corner because that was what initially was given. He's saying that he's looked at the video assistant referee's footage, and after reviewing it, he's caught. Come over here, mate. You're the one that I'm talking to. Are you the one I'm talking to? Yep, you're the one I'm talking to. It was you. I saw what you did, and you're now going to be sent off. And this is what happened moments later. A free kick was given. The free kick is bent beautifully into the top corner or past the keeper from quite close range. Yeah, it's the first really interesting case of this that I've seen. I'm sure there's bound to be more. I hope MLS, with our strong connection, aren't going to take this video down, because I would really hate it if that happened. I don't want my channel to get copyright strike. And I'm simply promoting the fact that you guys are, forward-thinking, well ahead of the game. I'm advertising MLS here for you for free. I don't make any money off my channel, so please have a soul, have a heart. It's an interesting discussion that needs to be had about this, because I'm not sure it's a perfect system just yet, especially seeing as the referee has to go over and review the footage on the sideline. I actually think that we need an individual who that's his job, his specific job, to make those decisions for the referee, so that he can just communicate in his ear and he doesn't have these long delays, which is what I would hate to see brought into football. I think one of the reasons that I'm not so keen on American football, even though the Super Bowl was an incredible game, such drama, such bottle jobs, what a comeback. I don't really appreciate the breaks that are in so many American sports. Like baseball takes forever. Basketball is so stop and starty. American football, again, is so many adverts and so little time on the ball. Or maybe that's something that American fans can teach me, or that they can explain to me, or they can tell me why it's not so bad. But I don't want that to come into football, and I think that having a dedicated video assistant referee would not be a bad idea. What they could perhaps do is advise the referee, not make decisions for him, so he could make his own mind up eventually. Or maybe he would need to have some kind of, video system that he could have a look at on the big screen, because the gap in time between the actual elbow and the free kick being taken is something like is close to 8 or 9 minutes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, because we have to move on. We have plenty to be getting through in this video, but I thought that was an interesting way to start it. And if you are enjoying the videos or the content, then please do drop this one a like and share it around as much as possible, because it is helping my channel to grow slowly but surely. We may well even reach 100,000 subscribers before the end of 2089. Love to you all that have subscribed. Hello to all the new people. Welcome aboard. Let's move on. Now, if ever there was an example of how punditry in this day and age, probably at its lowest ebb of all time, it's Paul Merson. And I hate to say that because when I was growing up, Paul Merson was basically, I think, viewed by many Arsenal fans in the way that Tottenham fans would view Paul Gascoigne. He was certainly kind of, there were comparisons between the two. He was a great footballer. He was very talented. You know, in all honesty, I don't think he was actually as good as Gaza. Nowhere near, actually. But he's a great footballer. And it just breaks my heart to see a man that I really liked and enjoyed watching so much gradually turn into one of my least favourite pundits, one of the funniest men. He's one of the funniest men on TV because he's clearly incredibly delusional, not very clued up. He shows himself up quite a lot, and here I've been sent another classic example that I simply have to play you. It's concerning Manchester City's new signing, my guy, my boy, Gabriel Jesus, who I am a big fan of already. He's made an incredible impact, immediate impact. He is one of the most exciting prospects in world football. He is playing at 19 years old up front for Manchester City. He's already won the league. He's won the Brazilian Cup with Palmeiras. He is a revelation on the international stage already, and he just quite simply has a fantastic future ahead of him. He is carrying a favela on his back. He has a tattoo of that favela on his arm, like a sleeve, which is a constant reminder. He has a great relationship with his mum, and he shows that in his celebration. He is just he's a very religious guy who wears the number 33 on his back because of Jesus and the connection there. I just don't have a bad word to say about this kid yet. I really don't, I'm sorry. But somehow, some way, Paul Merson has managed to embarrass himself when talking about the guy.
Why aren't he at Barcelona or Real Madrid? Because they buy all the top players.
Yeah, well, in fairness to Man City, they are one of the biggest and one of the wealthiest clubs in Europe. So, you know, it's not a bad move for him, is it?
No, it's not a bad move, but it ain't Man United, is it?
Okay, hang on, what?
Man City are not Man United.
So basically, he's saying, why has he moved to Man City?
Why aren't he at Barcelona or Real Madrid?
Jeff Stelling, the voice of reason here.
So, you know, it's not a bad move for him, is it?
No, it's not a bad move, but it ain't Man United, is it?
Sorry, it's just incredible. Paul. So, I mean, I know he's paid to speak, but sometimes I just wish he wouldn't, because he's going to end up getting fired eventually. Maybe they're enjoying the way his stuff just constantly goes viral. Right then, if you're not aware, then last week after the Chelsea game, Arsenal Fan TV tweeted out a link to a video that they had just published entitled Wenger Needs to Go. I think they actually deleted the tweet because they'd input the score wrong in the title, and it was obviously 3-1 and not 3-0. And it just so happens that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain liked the post. Now, it's caused quite a storm on Twitter as people were reacting in their droves, replying, saying, oh my God, he's Wenger out. A lot of people very happy that he was Wenger out, and, you know, the banter era recommenced. Don't try that at home. He has actually since done an interview where he claims, at least, that he didn't mean to like the post and it was all an accident. Let's have a listen to Alex explaining his way out of this mess.
It happened on the team bus on the way back, and I was on Twitter and I was scrolling through, and I've accidentally liked something and not realised it. I've then gone off. I had a knock on my knee, so I went and got the physio and to put the ice machine on my knee. Put my phone down for 10 minutes whilst I was putting the game ready on the ice machine on my knee, and then picked my phone back up, and I saw all the commotion, and I didn't know what had gone on, and I went and looked at what had happened, and I mean, it could have been anything that I accidentally liked, and it happened to be that one. So yeah, it was a complete and utter accident, and I think if people know me as a character, if I was meant to do that at that time, that would have been very out of character of me. So I'd like to hope it was clear that it was an accident. You know, it wasn't ideal. The title of the tweet that I accidentally liked. But you know, we've sorted that out. I spoke to the manager about it and explained the accident. And yeah, just might not go on Twitter again too soon after game.
Did he understand what you meant. I'm not sure he would know what Twitter like is.
He didn't have a clue. He didn't have a clue what I was talking about. He just heard the word accident and moved on.
Okay, so I find it quite interesting, to be honest, because I want to believe him. He seems like he's... I don't know. I'm not a very good analyst of whether a guy is lying or not. There are people who will be much better at this, and hopefully you can tell me in the comment section below. He's doing a lot of looking down to the left and a little bit of looking down to the right as well. I'm not sure whether that means anything to anyone who's an expert in body language, but I'd love to know whether, you know, a lot of fiddling with back of the head is genuine embarrassment and kind of shame at what he's done, or whether the fact that he's accentuating the fact that, you know, it was accidental, the post I accidentally liked, accidentally, I don't know. But I find it quite funny that, you know, players do follow Arsenal Fan TV because, you know, they're there every game. Some of them have been on the channel themselves. They're all going to be aware of Arsenal Fan TV. I know that a few of the guys who are regulars on Arsenal Fan TV actually, you know, talk to some of the players after the game when they see them about the interviews that they've just done. And some of the titles that these videos have are, you know, videos in general that go online. Some of my titles, I just would worry if players saw them because, you know, some of them are pretty graphic, pretty explicit, pretty to the point, very critical, perhaps overly so, and I'd hate to think that they were being affected by that. But he's obviously, you know, following the account and has liked the post, whether that be through, I don't know, his excuse sounded a bit, I don't know. Accidentally liking tweets does happen, especially on the normal Twitter app, which I don't really use myself. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what you think about that one. Is he actually Wenger out?
What is it like dealing with that sort of Twitter commotion? Because like you say, you're sat on the team bus and it's like a second in your life. You don't even know it's happened. And the next thing you know, it's...
Really? I mean, really? You're just fueling this like excuse mentality right now. Is he guilty? I'm looking into your eyes and I don't know. I just don't know.
I imagine your Twitter feed's going crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it can be difficult, especially if it's an accident. If you go to put something out on purpose, then that's your responsibility. That's fully on your own shoulders. When you do something by accident, then it's frustrating.
I wonder how many times he's actually said the word accident or accidental in this interview. I don't know. We get it. We get it, right? You don't need to keep repeating it.
You know, fans picking up on it and it being a little thing, but when it then makes the newspapers, you know, you think, is that really necessary? You know, it's quite. It should. I think in my head, it should be quite clear that that wouldn't be the time for any player to be voicing their opinions. You know, even if they did have those opinions.
Oh, you see, now that is interesting, right? He's kind of saying the fact that I liked the tweet after the game, the timing of my accidental liking of the tweet is actually perhaps more important for you to think about, and whether that would be something I'd realistically do at that time than actually whether I think that or not. Maybe he really is Wenger out.
You wouldn't be doing it then, so...
You wouldn't be doing it then.
For a national paper to then pick up on it and run it as a story, it can be quite frustrating because you never know, people might actually read into that and believe it. You accept fans or people on social media having a laugh and a joke about it, but when papers start picking it up, that's when it starts getting a bit frustrating. And obviously that's when I realised, right, it's time for me to put something out to explain that it was definitely an accident.
Très intéressant. Let's move on. Right then, next up we've got this slightly alarming video of 50 hooded and balaclavaed and whatnot Alaves fans who basically have been accused of they have basically attacked Barcelona fans in Barcelona. 20 Barcelona fans were injured, apparently. One of them was taken to hospital. One of them actually apparently seriously injured with a heavy blow to the head. Let's just have a look at this. videoing is obviously hiding behind a table or something, trying not to get his head kicked in. You know, karma would have it that they lost 6-0 to Barcelona that day, and you would say that justice has been served. In fact, one of the guys has been arrested, a 19-year-old, and both clubs have come out and condemned the violence that took place. It's not something we want to see, but we've just seen it. Let's move on to something a little bit more pleasant, because the world is full of enough troubling things. This is an interview with Man United's Armenian Henrik Mkhitaryan, who just had some touching words to say about how he actually got into football and who influenced him the most. I didn't know this to be the case, but it turns out that his dad played for Atleti and perhaps even Barcelona. I can't remember. But yeah, let's have a look at this.
Your dad was a striker.
Yeah.
Was it him that introduced you to
Yes, he
football?
was a football player, and I was always happy to go with him on training, and he was my drive, he was my dream.
Hamlet.
I wanted as well to become a football player, because, you know, being in this kind of family, you're supposed to continue the job that he is doing. Even until now, I'm thankful to him that I could choose this sport.
And I know that your father passed away when you were quite young.
Oh,
What
look,
kind
that's
of
him.
impact did that have on you and your ambitions as a footballer?
At that time I was very young, maybe I didn't feel the impact, but I knew that he's watching me from the sky, and he has to be very proud.
I find that kind of thing quite touching. He lost his father when he was quite young. His father, he looks so much, I mean, it's obviously, he is his father's son, but he looks so much like him, it's unreal. And he's done his family proud. He will certainly be looking down on him, like he said, you know, if that's such a thing. But yeah, touching video, if you want to check that out, it's on BBC. Wonderfully gifted player, Mkhitaryan. You know, he proved that already in the Bundesliga, and is, I suppose, just beginning to come into his own at United, who are unbeaten in 16 games now. I think it is 16 Premier League games. The only team to go that far unbeaten, or that long unbeaten, in the top 5 European leagues. He's becoming a more integral part of that, especially since being moved into that attacking mid role where he's more useful, where he's much more useful than he is on the wing. Interesting video anyway, make sure you check that out. Right, this is a video that I've actually talked about in another video that I've already done on Chelsea and Antonio Conte, who is obviously one of the most enthusiastic, passionate managers that you're likely to see in world football. During the Arsenal game, you remember Gabriel's free header that he couldn't head down into the ground because he doesn't have that in his locker. A free header that during the set piece, Antonio Conte suddenly was visibly enraged at the fact that this defender had been able to find this amount of space, and he actually takes it out on Angelo Alessio, who is obviously, they're actually great friends. I've read a little bit about this, and it's possible that they're even best friends. They've worked together for years, and if you look closely, you can actually see Angelo laughing at Antonio and his rage, and he really did go in, grabbing hold of him. I don't know if you can see a little cheeky smile there. He's actually smiling. But yeah, I find this hilarious. It's all his fault. What the bloody hell is this? Have you seen this? Go and fix this now. It's almost like showing fans as well that I would never have allowed that to happen. This is the guy that I'm blaming. This is the guy that you should be looking at. You, go and fix my shit now. I mean, unreal scenes. Amazing to watch though. Next up we've got the Swansea fans singing at Jamie Vardy. Swansea obviously beating Leicester, and Leicester, they just cannot buy a goal. I think it's now 10 hours of football since they last scored, and it's 516 minutes since Jamie Vardy even had a shot on target. He is surely regretting not to. I mean, he's going to be a legend at Leicester for life. That much is not up for debate. But he's surely wishing that he took the move to Arsenal. He's surely wondering what is actually going on. They're almost, I mean, they're basically looking like they're favourites, or at least one of the favourites, in a tight relegation battle for the drop. Swansea fans are giving him a piece of their mind with this quite hilarious song. I feel for the guy. Fairy tale story into nightmare. This is one of the videos that someone sent me. Let's give it a watch.
Going into the training ground was the best day of my life. I would never forget it. The hair gave me his actual glove, which was better than anything I've ever got.
These are the ones that he wears in matches.
Really?
Yeah.
I met Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Pogba. It was amazing.
How you doing, big man? Yoko. How are you?
Good.
You good?
Yes.
Happy? See the big man?
Yes.
Who's bigger, me or Paul?
Being a big United fan is very amazing. Showing good emotions that they can keep going no matter what. That's what I think. Cause when they're doing it, I'm saying to myself, never give up. I'm in a wheelchair, and I never give up. I don't even care if I'm in a wheelchair. Just try your hardest.
Man, that's totally got me. Totally got me. That was amazing. Makes me feel lucky. Quite a touching video for us to finish on. I thought that was fantastic work from Manchester United, and it really hit home. If you're enjoying the videos and you've enjoyed this one, make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. It is greatly appreciated, as is your subscription. Press the little bell as well if you're on a mobile device so that you can get notifications of when the videos go live. I don't make any money off these videos. I do this because I love it, and I try to use the channel as a CV of sorts so that I can get work elsewhere. So if you want to support me, you can always buy me a coffee by using the link in the description box below. And yes, I'm being deadly serious. Feed my caffeine addiction and you will get more videos. For now though, I've been a lot of fun. Love to you all. You are greatly appreciated. I hope you all know that, and you are the reason that I do this. The reason that I'm able to do this as well. So for now though, I've been hughwizzy, and this has been a lot of fun. Peace.